Okay, let's get it. Black girl magic dripping. Yeah, she's on a mission. Keeping our culture lifted. Now you can watch and listen. To Tammy Mac. Tammy Mac. Oh, what show is that? It's the Tammy Mac Show on Fox Soul. Tammy Mac. Tammy Mac. Yeah. Ooh, that. Tammy Mac. Tammy Mac. Hey, so you know it's Tammy Mac. Hey.
Well, hello and welcome to the Tammy Mac Late Show on Fox Soul. If you have spent any time on social media, you probably know what a social media influencer is. Some of them are brand ambassadors for many of your favorite companies, and I do mean favorite. And many of them are known for creating, well, some of the funniest videos that have gone viral. But when it comes to this new era of civil unrest, how many of your favorite influencers are using their platforms to call for change? Tonight, I'm talking to a group of influencers, and I do mean influencers, honey, who say they are using their platforms in different ways to create change. And to kick things off, I'm talking to one influencer who's using his platform to call out injustice in the entertainment industry. Now that could be dangerous, honey. Please welcome to the Tammy Mac Late Show on Fox Soul, host and social media influencer, Jason Carter. Jason!
Tammy! Hey, thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
I'm glad you are here. Look, you're one of the co-hosts of one of YouTube's biggest news shows, The Young Turks. And you also host your own show solo, where you go one-on-one with not only social influencers, but celebrities as well, called Jason Unleashed. As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna throw to a clip from Jason Unleashed, just so people can get a sense of who you are.
We just want a seat at the table and be respected when we take a seat at that table.
And see, I'm more of an abolitionist. You know what I'm saying? Like, table. That's me.
Yeah.
I'm ready to create my own table. I'm ready for Black people to have autonomy over our culture.
Amber Riley, right?
Amber Riley, yes, and her initiative, #UnMutiny. That was an incredible conversation, Tammy, that I had with an incredible woman about ending Black silence in entertainment. And that's what Unmutiny is. It's a woman-founded and women-led initiative to do just that. And their hope is for people of color to have a seat at that table and really be able to tell our stories and also be treated with the respect that we absolutely deserve.
Yeah. Which brings me to this, Viola Davis, a very old clip. It's really old, and it has resurfaced during this whole Black Lives Matter movement of her saying, look, I've come the same path as thank you, as Meryl Streep. I've graduated from Juilliard. I have the Grammy. I have the Oscar. I have the 2 Tonys. I have the Emmy. What more? What, in the words of Tyrese, what more do you want from me? So I think that there is this disparity amongst what Blacks get paid in Hollywood versus what white people get paid in Hollywood. Where do you think that comes from?
That comes from people not valuing what we bring to the table, what we contribute to the entertainment industry. Look, listen, Tammy, it's no secret. We are the culture. We create everything that's wonderful, cool, and exciting when it comes to being creatives in entertainment. And people have, for years, throughout history, have taken our labors of love and have benefited from them without giving us the recognition and without giving us our due when it comes to those successes. Viola Davis is so on the money because she said, listen, I have all the accolades, but yet I don't have the same opportunities, or I'm not seen in the same light as a Julianne Moore, as a Meryl. But
I think here's the problem too, though, Jason. She says that when she goes into those rooms or has those phone calls, they say to her, you're like a Black Meryl Streep. Right. And so if that is the case, does that mean I get Black pay? Because you're categorizing it. I'm the Black Meryl Streep as opposed to the Viola Davis, which means you've already categorized me in a space. Because if there was another white woman who came up and who was equally as talented as Meryl Streep in terms of how she came up, how she came through the theatrics of the world, would they say, you're like a a white Meryl Streep. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that would exist.
Without exist, and I think that leans on the fact that people in those rooms and the decision makers still see people of color, Black men and women, as other, as we are an accessory. It's like this. Okay, diversity and representation are the ideas, right?
Right.
Is the activity of those ideas, and a lot of times these studios and people who make these decisions see Blackness as a check. And like Empire, that was huge when it debuted in 2015.
Absolutely.
People saw like, oh my gosh, being Black is bankable, but it's always bankable. Hello, the Cosbys, the UPN back in the early 2000s. There was more Blackness on TV in that time than we've seen in a long time coming into the late 2010s, right? 2016 to 2020. So Viola Davis to say that is right on the money. They don't see us as valuable, but yet our contributions are just that, and our work ethic, how we work, and impeccable. My mom says, if you are on time, you are late. Okay. Also, great point. Scandal. I'll never forget this one scene where Kerry Washington's father, Eli, was his character, says, you have to be 2 times better than your counterpart. And that's the truth. I can't roll out of bed in a t-shirt and jeans and show up somewhere because they'll be like, oh, the Black guy is not up to par. Whereas I've seen my white counterpart show up and whatever they want and still be heralded and lauded as, oh, they're so talented. Their contributions are so worthy, which they are. But so are mine. But yet the standard that I have to operate at is exponentially higher than my counterpart because I'm seen as less than. And it's indirectly. It's indirectly. I say this time and time again. The violence against people isn't always physical. Microaggressions, violence act against someone that's not physical. Those are microaggressions, and they hold you to a standard because of your color, not because of what you bring to the table. And that's what Viola is hitting on.
Speaking of that standard, help me on this name, please. Good Girls. Or is it Girls? The creator of the television show about the white girls?
It's Girls on HBO. Yeah.
Say her name for me.
Lena Dunham.
That's it. Okay, so Lena Dunham. She had a tweet where she talked about how she got into a pitch room, barely had a script, and ended up with a show.
Right.
It could never happen to a Black person, but there was a Black woman named Asha who was on, she was actually on Star with Me on Fox Television, and she created a show called Milk and Honey. And that show, Milk and Honey, had Idris Elba attached to it. It had high names attached to it. She went pitch after pitch after pitch. It was good, solid content. It started on the web, so it had a nice following, a nice base. And she got into those rooms and they never thought that her project was bankable or that anybody would watch it. And so she came with the entire, every piece to the puzzle. Lena Dunham, on the other hand, comes with half a story, half a pitch, and boom, gets a television show.
But that is indicative of the industry, and that's what we're trying to eradicate with so many initiatives. And that's why these conversations we're having here on Fox Soul and also throughout social media are so imperative. And that's why it's also great that our white counterparts are now listening, because those are the people that are in the rooms. And what I mean by being in the room is they're making the decisions. But what's also amazing is that we're now, as I said with Amber Riley in that clip, we are pulling up and getting a seat at that table, because not every idea your pitch is going to be greenlit, right? But we shouldn't have to come with an Idris Elba. We shouldn't have to come with an Oprah attached. We shouldn't have to come with a Tammy Mack attached. We shouldn't have to come with all these things just to be taken seriously. Our creative endeavor alone, of course, is going to be well thought out. We're not going to go into a meeting half, right? We're going to make that we have all our I's dotted, all our I's dotted and all our T's crossed. But again, that's where Hollywood has always been, is that they feel that sometimes white is more digestible. I worked in an outlet that in creative meetings, I would pitch Black stories, and I was once told, well, there really isn't an audience for that. Okay. Sure, because the Black community has billions of dollars of discretionary to spend. Obviously, we have seen the successes of so many Black-driven shows. Hello, Insecure, where you at, right?
Right.
Empire, where you at? And those are just two in a long list of very successful Black television shows. currently, not to mention what's come before that. But
Right.
yet these people still fail to see the value that is in Black content, Black cinema as well.
Yeah. In a way here, Jason, and I'm interested in seeing what your thought is behind this. I also feel some kind of way about Black executives, because sometimes even Black executives aren't interested in Black people who have no name. If you don't have a large following, if you don't have a name and you're Black, if you've not been famous before, even Black people are scared to touch you or your project. And I found oftentimes that I'm more receptive, my ideas are more receptive to a white audience than even that of Black executives.
I have as well. I don't know how many times I've gone to meetings, pitch meetings, auditions, castings where there have been people of color that can make decisions, and they've turned, and I don't say they turned a blind eye, but it just didn't work out in my favor. And it's a numbers thing, of course, but you are right. And I think that is the conditioning of Los Angeles, the entertainment industry as a whole, because people are under pressure to deliver something that's going to be successful. Now more than ever, there are less eyeballs watching things because we have cell phones. I can get my news, I can get bite-sized content instantly. Why am I going to watch a TV show? Why am I going to spend my time when I could have something that's less of a time commitment that's going to service me and give me and handle my needs? And I think that's just how the industry has ebbed and flowed, and we've been conditioned and proselytized to believe that, hey, if you can't deliver 1 million views on a premiere, which is back in the day, 1 million views would be like, that's a flop, but now that's a success, then it's a failure. And we should also note that just because of someone has 2.5 million followers on any social media platform or at their disposal does not mean that those people are going to follow them to that project. And we've seen that time and time again.
Yeah, we've seen that over and over again. And it makes me think of a couple of projects that BET has done with social media influences that have flopped completely. But also it makes me think of how Issa Rae's project went through BET and BET didn't want it. And now it's at HBO and it's doing really, really well. And you have to go like, what the hell had happened there? Let's talk about the Young Turks. Is this how you became politically aware and started using your social media influence in politics?
100%. Absolutely. I came to the Young Turks in the summer of 2016, and they are the largest online YouTube news show in the world. I've been so grateful to have worked with them for 4 years now. And yeah, I mean, when you're at TYT, or the abbreviation for the Young Turks, you are amidst so many people that are dialed in, they are engaged, they are completely aware of what's happening in the zeitgeist politically. I hosted a lot of entertainment content that's slanted politically because it made sense with the brand, of course. And yeah, they've opened my eyes to a myriad of different initiatives, a myriad of different thought processes that I never had working in entertainment because you're not exposed to those things. Social media, Tammy, in the last, I would say 3 years has become the juggernaut that it is in regards to information. Sure, you can Google. Sure, you can go other places, but social media is just so easily digestible. But being at the Turks, it made me do my homework. It made me, to be authentically able to speak to certain things to an audience of millions daily, you have to be well-informed, well-versed, and well-read. And being at the Turks has allowed me to really flex that muscle.
Well, let's see what other muscles are going to be flexed with social media influences and their political awareness across the world, if you will, when we return on the Tammy Mac Late Show. Don't you go nowhere. Fox Soul is right here.
Tammy Mac.
Heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Have your daily happy hour with me, Judge Lynn Toler, on season 21 of Divorce Court.
Catch Divorce Court every weeknight right here on Fox Soul.
The need to care for one another has never been greater. And even though our daily lives are different, one fact remains unchanged. Blood is needed every day. You can help save the lives of cancer patients and so many others who depend on blood to heal. If you're in good health, please make an appointment to donate. The American Red Cross adheres to the highest standards of safety and infection control. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule your appointment now.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma. I have a mentor, and she convinced me to continue my education. No one receives a diploma alone. If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, go get it. You can do it.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown, and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
The Aunt Jemima brand of syrup and pancake will get a new name and image.
I think it's a good thing that they're saying, you know what, that Aunt Jemima syrup is, we're going to have to change that.
Cocktails with the queens.
But some women still look like that, and that still represents. I'm serious.
Well, I want them to go into all these here white churches and take this blonde-haired, blue-eyed Jesus off the wall. Now that's...
Stream it live every Monday night on foxsoul.tv.
Tammy Mac Show.
Welcome back to the Tammy Mac Lake Show on Fox Soul. If you want more of this content, it's easily accessible. Just log on to foxsoul.tv, or you can download the Fox Soul app, or you can check us out on Fox Now, Fire TV, Roku, Roku, YouTube, Tubi, Zumo, or Caffeine.tv. Is so many outlets and platforms now is the perfect time to talk about the social influencers that use them. So if you're just joining us, we have been talking about how social media influencers are using their platforms to bring change to the movement with Jason Carter. But joining the conversation is BuzzFeed personality and beauty influencer Vivian Nuizi, celebrity choreographer Richard Swag Curtis, and TikTok sensation Bowman Martinez Reed. Hey, y'all.
Hey. What's good? What's up? What's up?
So you all have you come from very different types and forms of social media brands, or shall I say, you each brand yourselves in different ways. Obviously, Jason brands himself more in the entertainment. And even though you're a part of BuzzFeed, Vivian, you very much deal with a lot of beauty and personality influences. And then Swag, you're dancing all the time on your Instagram. And then TikTok is not really new, but it's new, if you know what I mean. Does that make sense, Bowman?
Yes, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's not like it's been around for quite some time. And right when it started, I remember trying to find the stop for TikTok, because I was like, oh, this is going to blow up. These kids are like literally on it all the time. I mean, kids like 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 10, 11. And I was like, I've got to get a piece of this. And then I find out it's a company out of Beijing, China. So I guess I couldn't get any stock in it.
Well, neither could I.
Right. But you have taken stock to being a sensation on TikTok. So explain that whole phenomenon, Bowman.
It really came out of nowhere. Suddenly TikTok was cool. I was going to school for radio and television arts. So I was like, why don't I use my skills? I want to become an actor and I want to be seen. Why not use this platform that my friends were telling me is so easy to gain a following on? So I started posting videos. And then once quarantine happened, it was as if nobody had anything else to do other than to watch my videos. And I had nothing to do other than to make stupid videos. And it just took off after that.
What do you think was the one video that skyrocketed you?
I made a reality TV parody about my friend coughing, and that one just took off.
I think we actually have a video of one of your TikToks. So let's take a look at Bowman's TikTok.
So I'm back home hanging out with my friends Eden and Taryn. So how are you guys doing?
Good.
Eden starts coughing directly into my mouth.
Oh my god.
I cannot breathe.
Did you just cough?
There was something in my throat.
And so what did the whole cough parody, what did that stem from?
So basically, I love reality TV. I love it, I love it, I love it. One day I was watching, I think it was Vanderpump Rules, and I was sitting there going, whatever they're arguing about is so dumb. How do they have time for this? And then I kind of thought about it, and I was like, well, why don't I make time to get upset about the very meticulous things in life? So I started this series where it's very, very minute problems in your day-to-day life, but it's reality TV. And when quarantine happened, suddenly everybody was going through these exact same situations together. Your sister stealing your chips, somebody coughing in your vicinity, somebody telling you you can't wear sweatpants every day. We were all going through the exact same problems, and they were just so perfect to make into reality television.
It's like Seinfeld. It's a TikTok about nothing.
Exactly.
I love it. So, Vivian, you're on a huge platform. BuzzFeed is huge. It's been huge for a long time, and it exclusively handles entertainment, beauty, and lifestyle kind of situations, less of parodies or things of that nature. Can you talk about your experience at BuzzFeed?
So I'm a newbie. I've been with BuzzFeed. You know what's crazy? I studied at BuzzFeed 3 days before quarantine happened. So
Wait. Okay, you started 3 days before.
3 days before. So my experience has been different than any other person who's a personality at BuzzFeed because I'm shooting everything at home. I'm basically a YouTuber, but I'm not starting from scratch. I'm doing it on the BuzzFeed platform. So it has been, I am my own lighting. I am my sound person. I do hair, makeup. I'm my director. So it's been a crazy experience, but at the same time, I'm so grateful because the audience of BuzzFeed has really been flexible and really open to new voices and passionate voices during this whole crazy time. And for someone who's just starting to open up and really express themselves, I was kind of on the journalism train before, and I didn't feel like I could voice my opinions or be silly. I was always kind of trying to be perfect. And now with this platform I'm on, BuzzFeed, I can be fully myself. I can be ratchet. I can be sophisticated. I can be bougie. I can be creative. And the audience really resonates with that. And that's given me license.
You can be a savage, classy, bougie, ratchet. Yeah, what's happening? Exactly. I think journalism has definitely taken a different turn where personalities have become a part of being a journalist today. I don't know if that's a pro or a con because we are losing the factualities of the news, if you will. Go ahead.
I think, I agree and disagree because I think that now, as far as talent goes, I mean, the cornerstone of journalism is factual and awesome and amazing and accurate reporting. But I do think that, an outlet that's killing it right now, NBC Universal, E, and all their entertainment, the way that they are able to tell the story, but also in a way that connects with the audience, because it's not about it's not about us. It's about the audience, how they receive the information. So I do think that having these personalities allows for relatability as long as the foundation of journalism is interwoven through that. And I think a lot of people are getting it right. It's when you have people that go on these platforms that are just regurgitating things that they read online from sources that are not vetted, from sources that are not reliable. That's where the problem lies. When we have the fake news is real, when people don't do the due diligence of making sure that the reporting is actual and factual.
But I believe those shows like E, Access Hollywood, they are very factual. And even though the personalities shine through, they're less opinionated. So it still falls to me, whereas CNN or maybe Fox News and pontificators, it's almost like, well, what's your source? What's your source? I have people call me on the radio all the time and they're like, Tammy, did you know? And I'm like, what's your source? Hold on, let me call you back. So when you ask someone what their source is, things get real. That's when it gets real. When they're like, I don't know. I was scrolling through Facebook, a dude named Lucky 3 at 41. So I agree. Things should definitely be vetted. Vivian, what to you constitutes a viral moment in terms of the number?
So this is interesting. I actually think something is viral, not by the likes, not by the views, but by the comments. How many people are commenting? And what are they commenting? Because we've been talking about TikTok. On TikTok, if you get FYP, that means they're trying to get you on the For You page for mass exposure, which is awesome. But I want to see comments talking about the video, reacting to the video. That's when you know something is viral, because people, if they spend a lot of time writing a thoughtful comment, they're going to share that video. And that's how things go viral. So I don't know if there's a specific number, but I would say if there are a lot of thoughtful comments where they really watched that and they really felt some way, whether good or bad. Listen, one of my most viral TikToks, I tried to box braid my hair and it didn't come out very cleanly, and the internet wanted me to know it wasn't clean. So it was, there was some positive and encouraging comments, and some of them were telling me I need to use a better comb.
Well, let's take a look at one of your videos, Vivian.
How to be an ally. Hold the companies that you work for and buy from accountable. What have they done? How are they making change? What are they doing? Donate. Whatever you have, $1, $10, $100, contact your local government. Tell these elected officials how you feel. Get their attention. Protest. There's power in numbers.
And so swag, you have a different kind of swag when it comes to social media, baby. I've been following you, and that dance swag is something deep. And I think that dancing has become more popular than ever. Like back in the day, you had Solid Gold dancers, you had Soul Train. Let me see how far back I can go with the dancers. I remember Danny Terry. What's his name?
Danny Terrio.
Danny Terrio. Right. I forgot the name of that show. Dance Fever, was it? I don't know. I think it was Dance Fever. There were a lot of dance shows, but now dance has been taken to a whole new level. This is fame on steroids, swag. And what was the video that put you at the top of the game?
Honestly, I have actually been on social media a couple times, just, taking class when YouTube was starting to really pop off for the dance community. I happened to be in those class videos that were going viral maybe 4 years ago. And now that I have been in LA for a couple of years now, I am now teaching. I teach dance, and I was around some friends who just chilling in the living room, and a song came on. We were acting goofy, we were acting silly, like Vivian was talking about. And so I ended up going back home and making up a dance for class. And it got to the chorus of that song that I was choreographing to, and I added a dance that we were goofing around with. And so instead of me posting the whole dance clip of my choreography, I posted just that clip. And I got a lot of comments. And it was kind of different because I normally don't get that many comments on my videos. They may see it, but not a lot of people actually take time to comment sometimes. And so then I posted it again with a friend of mine. And again, it was a lot of comments. So I'm like, okay, people are really liking this 5-second clip.
Right.
And then it got to that third time where I posted a clip of me and my friend Isabel doing the dance, and we danced to some cut. I don't know if you know that song, but it's the what it is, it's that song. And so
gonna get some of that gut.
Hey.
Come on. Like, don't offend me on my own show, swag. Come on now. Come on,
you look about 22, so I couldn't really tell from the
okay.
But so that video really, really, really went viral, and people were sending me that video all over the country, and people were commenting. And I think at that point, the dance kind of took its own course, and then I started seeing it. Yeah, life of its own. And I started seeing it in all these big videos with artists and other people from around the world sending me their take on it, because that's when TikTok was starting to come out and Triller was, becoming popping again, and people were sending me their take on the swag bounce. So it kind of just like blew up, and here it is. And I'm like, wow, like my dance is really
all
taking.
Of these social influencers that I have blown up, but have they blown up social change is the question. We'll talk to them about that when we return on the Tammy Mac Late Show on Fox Soul.
Tammy Mac, Tammy Mac.
You're going to want to buckle your seatbelts for this.
Yes. Fox Soul presents Chatter.
Tonight, we have a man who was a Ku Klux Klan member.
5 women of faith, keeping it real.
At the end of the day, you hated us. In that role, you hated us. But now you love us.
My personal motto is, if it is not justice for all, it is not justice at all.
Yes. I love it.
Tammy Mac Show.
Hey, it's the Tammy Mac Late Show on Fox Soul, and we're back talking about social media influencers who use their platform for social change. I want to talk to Bowman for a minute. Jason Derulo has become the king of TikTok. Why is it that? Why is it that TikTok is easier to garner more followers?
I actually watched a video. As I said earlier, I was in radio and television arts, and the thing that we learned, they really drill into us, is that the medium is the message. So it's not necessarily what you're learning about and like the programs that you're watching it, but what you're watching it on, that is important. And I think that the reason that TikTok is so successful is its algorithm and its ability to really provide everyone with this level platform to go viral. So I think Jason Derulo before TikTok wasn't necessarily the Jason Derulo household name that we know him as, especially during quarantine.
Right.
But he's had this huge, huge opportunity to reach a whole new generation of fans because the algorithm is so successful in its ability to reach people.
Instagram and Facebook have changed their algorithm. Can you talk about that, Vivian?
Oh man, Instagram has been making changes left and right, and people are not super.
Don't like that, Jason. Okay.
Instagram's trying to do its best. Yeah, Instagram's still kind of in flux as far as changing the algorithm because they need to make money. So of course they want you to do sponsored posts, but the thing they're trying to push right now is video. So IGTV, that's where it's at. Jason is ahead of the curve with his interview series on IGTV. They're actually going to be monetized in a couple of months. So if you have an IGTV idea, this is the time to get on. Also, they prioritize your videos in all of your posts if you're using IGTV and IG Live.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. It explains to me why my IGTV gets actually more comments and likes than my actual 60-second posts that I put on Instagram. That's interesting to me. Because I always felt like, oh, nobody want to see 3 minutes of me talking. And it right. Turns out that
they want to see 3 hours of you talking. What do you mean?
That's hilarious. So let's talk about your social consciousness, if either of you have it.
Whoa.
You're like, hold on, how you gonna invite me to go and dog me out? So Swag, talk about how you're using your platform for social change.
Well, I'm using my platform to be a voice for people who don't know, but if they happen to come across my page, if they happen to come across my post, they will be informed. I also am tapping into my community because a lot of my community don't really know a lot. And it's my job because I am involved and I am around and I do hear things, I see things. And because of the color of my skin, I feel like it is partly my job as well to at least inform those who don't know genuinely. So that plays a part. And even if there's a lot of families who probably can't afford to pay for their child to dance and that may live out here in LA, and if, you know, they look like me, I want to be able to say that I got you, you know. That's a way that I can actually physically help my community, because I know everybody wants to help. Everybody wants to do something, and I want to actually do something that could happen today, not just, you know, do something that, I don't know, pick up a phone and call somebody, but what is that going to actually do today that's going to change tomorrow? You know what I'm saying? I feel like if I can have someone come to my class, that's something that can happen right now.
Bowman, is it dangerous to speak out on social issues if you have a following? Do you stand to lose some of your followers and your influence?
I don't necessarily think that there was a time when I was tweeting about it that I was losing like 1,000 followers a day, and I was like, this is really weird. It's weird though, because I personally am, because everybody sees my videos, they see my mom and my stepsister are both white, they see my house. I grew up in a white neighborhood. I have a predominantly white family, so I feel as though, especially on Twitter, it's very hard for me to speak out on things because I'm discredited in my like lived experiences just because of like the people that surround me. And a lot of the time, it's not necessarily losing followers that is the issue, it's my own mental health. And whenever I tweet about things, it's all the backlash that I get in return that was taking a hit on me. And especially considering I was gifted 1 million followers 3 months ago. So like, how do you navigate that? How do you learn how to use that before you just start jumping in and screaming and yelling? And that was never me.
Good thought. Yeah.
You have to learn how to use it before you use it.
And I want to jump in.
How do you get 3 million followers? Because you've done one specific thing, but it doesn't mean they know who you are in totality. And when you do something different from that one thing that they're following you for, it's almost like, damn, I didn't know he was with the Black Lives Matter movement. Hold on now. Let me just, no, I don't want to like that. I saw white people at the house. I didn't know. You know?
And also like, it made me not want to speak. It made me, I feel, even to this day, I still feel silenced on my point of view on things because I'm not, first of all, I'm not American. And also I'm not dark skinned. I don't have the lived experiences that others might have. I still have my own. My brother has his own, my father has his own. But I feel like because they don't see that side of my life, they only see these TikToks that are well made and well edited and they're funny. That's all they want.
Wow. Jason, speak to it.
Bowman, I feel you. Colorism is real, 1. 2, when we were at break, I had said I had a love-hate relationship with social media because, to your point of having Bowman, of having this massive following instantly, it's like being a celebrity overnight. You don't know how to navigate that. It does take a toll on your mental health. With that said, people are weaponizing social media now when it comes to Black Lives Matter and when it comes to these movements, because social media has become the foundation and I would say the standard of where you're supposed to protest. So if you're not posting, if you are Black, and you're not posting about what's happening, then that's a problem for some people. And mind you, some people are, there's no wrong or right way to protest. There's no wrong or right way to be an activist, right? Your activism could be founded in donating money. Your activism could be founded in you going out and being physical with social distancing, of course, and helping people in real time. Just because you're not posting it on social media does not mean that you are not being a supporter or being an activist or helping to move the movement forward. But now with that said, you should not be silenced at all, Bowman, because your experience, and I think that's what irritates me now, is like, as a community, we want inclusivity, we want to be seen, we want equality, we want all these wonderful, yummy, delicious things that we definitely deserve, absolutely, unequivocally. However, we shouldn't put conditions on how people stand in solidarity. You should not be afraid to go on social media and say something about Black Lives Matter because you are biracial. We can't police your Blackness. We're not a monolith. We're not homogenous. We're not one thing. Just because you are light-skinned does not mean that your Blackness is less than me or Vivian's because we are of a darker complexion. And that's what
Unless you don't get stopped by the police.
Because for
Right.
me, I wasn't as vocal about things going on in the community because I was scared about what people would think. And I know that I have a very diverse audience and a very young audience. A lot of times people would look at me almost like I was supposed to be race neutral, even though I'm very dark skinned and very proud of that. So when I was starting to post about what was going on with the Black Lives Matter movement, showing people what I was doing with donating and protests and creating content, I got a lot of comments of people being shocked. Like, is BuzzFeed making you do this? If anything, I felt like for the first time, I was with a company that was empowering me to be Black and proud and to let my feelings and the darkness I was feeling because of what was going on, watching protests from my window, watching people while in protest and just feeling overcome with emotion. And then also taking a break because, okay, you're new to having a bunch of followers.
Taking a break.
Yeah, it's taxing on the mind, and you have to take care of yourself because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't provide any content, any light, anything for anyone else. And I learned that's what Kendrick Sampson from Insecure because he's very outspoken about this. And we were talking right before a lot of the deaths happened that sparked the big outrage recently. And he was saying that even though he's so active on social media and as a celebrity and as an activist, he still has to make sure that his cup is full.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. Bowman, you were
and
going to say something. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, like,
go ahead, Swag.
Okay, I was just gonna say, yeah, I think that it's just important that us in general, no matter what our following demographic is, we have to say something. If we are compelled to say anything, if we're compelled about a certain thing and we want to go for it, we have to go for it because someone else may be feeling the same way and just need to see you, someone that look like them, someone that feels like them, needs to say those words so that they can be like, I feel the same way. Let me talk to my community. Let me look at my circle of people so that I can, bring about change in my group. And then we all come together once our groups are, change, and we can all move as a unit.
Yeah,
I agree.
We definitely need more time because we didn't even get to talk about the branding and how you make your money, and if you're speaking out on social issues contributes to you losing money. But let's hit it real quick. Okay, go Jason. Money.
Money. Look, what I do, I don't do for money. I make zero money from my brand. I make zero money from my videos. I have those conversations with different people from all walks of life to service an audience and try to engage and entertain and educate people. And I produce it all on my own. I make $0 doing Jason Unleashed. I have one brand deal that just gives me free sunglasses, right? So I don't, my activism isn't founded in dollars and cents. My activism is altruistic and it's founded in me trying to help people in the capacity that I've been able to and fortunate to do on a daily basis.
How does that work for you, Vivian? You work for BuzzFeed, but can you also be a brand within yourself?
Oh, for sure. We're supposed to be personal brands aligned with the company. So I am my own entity while at BuzzFeed, and I do collaborations, but I will say I have actually lost followers. I mean, everyone has because algorithm, but I do feel like I've alienated some people, but they can go. I'm fine with that. If I'm making less money off of social because I'm speaking my truth,
you're good.
Other jobs.
I can't see you losing followers. You're dancing, Swag. Does that happen to you? Can you lose brands?
Yeah, see, I even if I did, I'm okay with that. In my community of people, they stand with us. Everyone has been standing with us. They've been posting and they've been doing everything that they can. They've been checking in on their people. So my community is not backing down from me. The dance community all over the world is not backing down. And at the end of the day, everyone needs to hear it, whether they like it or not. So if they're not going to get it from me, they're going to get it from someone else.
I like that. If they ain't getting it from me, they're getting it from somewhere else. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much, each and every one of you, for hanging out with me on the Tammy Mac Late Show. Jason, Vivian, Bowman, and Swag. I think I want Bowman and Vivian to stick around because we got a little something we want to do. I'm testing Bowman's TikTok improvisational skills next on the Tammy Mac Late Show here on Fox Soul.
Tammy Mac.
We're pouring up the drama all season 21.
Catch Divorce Court every weeknight right here on Fox Soul.
It's all of our responsibility to slow the spread of the coronavirus. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and stay home unless absolutely necessary. You can still use your outdoor spaces like yards and decks. It's also okay to go for a walk or exercise outside. Wear a cloth face covering, stay at least 6 feet away from other people, try not to touch any surfaces, and wash your hands for at least 20 seconds as often as possible. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
You're home before sunrise, on top of the house, the kids, and our future. The smell of your cooking is our alarm clock. My Shiro's day is never done. So let's start saving a little more now so we can feel prepared for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give us the personalized tips we need so we can live our lives to the fullest. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro.
Tammy Mac Show.
Welcome back to the Tammy Mac Late Show on Fox Soul. So Bowman is, I'd say, the king of improvisational reality TV on TikTok with millions of followers. Did you say no?
No, I said that's my nickname.
Okay. With millions of followers. And Vivian from BuzzFeed loves to get into all of those TikTok videos and dissect them. But now she gets to be a part of those videos because what I want to do is create a reality show of our own here on the Tammy Mac Late Show. And I call it The Real Protesters of Activism. And this is social media Bowman TikTok style. I'll give you to a scenario and break it down to us in reality TV show style, if you will. Are you ready for scenario number 1?
Yes.
Already.
So Bowman, you just found out that Vivian never canceled that celebrity who posted an anti-Black tweet. How could you not cancel the celebrity who posted an anti-Black tweet?
Okay.
How does that play out, Bowman? Vivian?
Vivian, I am so angry with you right now. And
what did I do?
You definitely didn't cancel that celebrity who posted that tweet.
Wait, which one? You know, cancel culture moves so quickly. I can't keep up with every celebrity that's canceled because it's every 2 seconds.
Vivian, I know all about you and your lies.
I'm not a liar. I am a slave to Twitter, and Twitter cancels people a lot. But I don't know who you're talking about. I mean, I thought you were talking about Kanye West at first, but he's running for president, so I don't feel like you would cancel him.
Whatever Vivian's saying right now makes so much sense, and I honestly think that maybe she's telling the truth. All right, Vivian, I forgive you.
Thank you so much. I really need this job. You know, I'm not really good at lying, so filing for unemployment was just not going to work out.
Scenario number 2. I love the confessional.
Okay.
So Vivian, you and Bowman have met up at a protest march, but he forgot the signs. Dun, dun, dun. Go.
Oh my God, Bowman. You didn't bring the signs. I really need this for my Instagram photo to show people that I am an activist, and you did not bring the signs.
Do you know what is going on right now with climate change? You're so focused on one issue, Vivian. I'm not gonna waste paper for protest?
Oh my God, he's been on the Shade Room one time and he just thinks that he knows what he's doing on social media. Like, I have not been here since Love and Hip Hop. Are you kidding me? This guy is such a noob.
Vivian's always been jealous of me for being on the Shade Room, and I think it's time I give her a piece of my medicine. Vivian, you're just jealous of me for being on the Shade Room, and I think it's time I give you a piece of my medicine.
Bring it.
And then we cut to commercial break.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Vivian. We'll be watching BuzzFeed and you. And thank you, Bowman. We're definitely following you on TikTok. Thanks for being on the Tammy Mac Late Show. Y'all don't go nowhere because we're coming right back with Tam Talks on Fox Soul.
Tammy Mac. We are tired of mourning. We are tired of suffering. And we are tired of waiting. Experts predict that the Black female vote will be central to the 2020 presidential elections. The truth is in the numbers, but the voice is in you. Imagine if we use our collective voice to create a collective powerhouse. Black women have always been at the forefront of lifting our voices to vote. In this very moment, we can change the history of this nation. Let us not forget that we are our ancestors' wildest dreams. You see us, but now it's time for you to hear us. I'm Ivy Coco, your Miss Black California USA 2020. Queens are lifting our voices to vote. Join us and let's rise up.
Tammy Mac Show. I want to thank all of my guests tonight for talking about how they use their social media to influence social change. I was working at a radio station, which shall remain nameless, I should say, which shall remain nameless, in my earlier days as a radio host. And my co-host, two, who shall also remain nameless, were doing a top 10 list of women in the city with the biggest and best butts, booties, and ass, if you will. The top female on the list had a rather questionable past, and I mentioned it on air, saying, well, you can't have the biggest and best ass if you shot your husband in the ass. She had been convicted of shooting her husband with a gun in the ass. I made light of it. The lady then came to the radio station no sooner than we had gotten off air to confront us for bringing up her past. There I sat at a round table in an office full of men, 3 Black men and 2 white men. Never did I think I would be having a round table discussion at work about a woman's ass and how my words would turn me into one. She pled with the white man for an apology. He didn't let up. She pleaded with 3 Black men. They didn't let up. She finally turned to me, looking directly into my eyes, across the table. I could see her anger. I could hear her rage. I could feel her shame, embarrassment, and cry. Tammy, she said, I'm a single mother who works hard every day. And every day I feel the guilt of what I have done in my past. I've tried to move on with my life, become better for myself and my children. I've joined my church. I've joined charitable community groups and organizations. I listen to you every morning on the radio. And I'm not Janet Jackson or Destiny's Child. I remember those words clearly. I'm not famous, she says. You can talk about those ladies on live radio, and it will never affect them or their money or their place in society. I was at work when you said what you said, and my entire office was listening to you as we do every morning. I did not wake up thinking my past would come back to haunt me in such a damaging and dangerous way this morning. I'm not famous, Tammy. This hurt me. This hurt my children. And being the butt of your joke this morning has damaged my place in society that I have feverishly rebuilt. Do you have any empathy for what your words on your platform have done to another woman? We were told by the company to not apologize before we walked into the meeting. I sat there, holding back the tears in my eyes. I didn't want a room full of men to see me cry, and I didn't want that white man to know just how vulnerable another Black woman could make me. I wanted in that moment to be strong for the both of us. I was 23 and weak. I looked at those 5 men at that round table, one by one. And then I looked at her dead in the eyes and said, no, I didn't. Now I do. Forgive me. Never once apologizing. And just as her past has haunted her, that moment in my past has haunted me my entire broadcasting career. I've always regretted not apologizing to that Black woman. She was better than me in that moment, taunted by her past, yet leaving it behind and able to rebuild a better future with her children in a positive way, resilient, strong, overflowing with Black girl magic. What I also didn't know that day was that she was sprinkling it on me in that room. She cast a spell on me that would lead me to where I am today in thought and words. After that experience and encounter, I vowed never to use my platform to demean or make light of another person's misfortunes. I would use my platforms to uplift, enlighten, educate, and shine the brightest of lights on what's good in Black women, Black people, and this wonderful world that we live in. It could be why I'm not as popular as most, or why I failed to go viral. But when your words have such a profound, deep effect that weighs so heavily on the character of another human being who is not a celebrity and cannot recover from your narrative, the fight is unfair. Therefore, I refuse to use someone else's anguish for my delight on any of my platforms, radio, television, digital, or social media. But the moment I wait for my entire life is when I can look that woman in the face again and honestly say to her, I've learned, I've grown. I'm so sorry.